Hi everyone, my name is Rishit. Today is the 10th of September 2023 and I'm going to be making my weekly prediction for SPY and going over last week's prediction. As usual, we'll go over the monthly, weekly, and finally the daily charts, and then we'll switch over to the Excel sheet where I give you the final layout of the prediction and the entry and exit requirements. Before starting the video, it's important to make the disclaimer that all information in this video is completely educational, and therefore taking positions in the market based only off of this information is unadvisable, since it's important to do your own analysis before entering any position, since they're subject to risk and potential hefty losses. On this note, we can begin the video. Firstly, we'll go over the monthly charts. Clearly here we can see that we have a strong upward sloping trend line, and for the month of August we had not a hammer but a hammer towards the upper side of a price swing. So this actually means that the price opened, let's say here, went up, went really far down, and then got swung back up by bulls. So this in itself is actually a bullish signal. However, the fact that it did go so far down is a minor bearish signal as well. So it's important to be cautious when this candle appears, and we cannot predict on September yet. So we need to head to the weekly charts to see this price action in a little bit more detail. And here we can see how the price action has performed over the past few weeks. We can see that towards the end of August, first week of September, there was a strong green candle. And then we had this week, the week that last week's prediction was on. We can see that it was, again, a red candle. However, interesting thing here, this is an inside bar. So to trade this candle, we need to wait for our breakout of the mother candle, either upwards or downwards. So immediately we have a support and resistance, with the resistance at 453.67 and the support at 439.97. Another thing to note is that the RSI is still below the average, so there is a good likelihood that the market goes downwards. However, just to be safe, we are going to stick with this weekly candle range. But just to see the price data in a little bit more detail, we head to the daily charts. We saw that we have this upward sloping channel, then we had the breakout this week, a strong red candle. Then we had two candles, which one candle was green, so it opened below but closed above this support line, so it still hasn't been broken. And then we had this candle. It went really high up and came back down because of the bears. So this actually we can take as a minor bearish signal as well. Plus, if we looked at the RSI here, price is going up and the RSI is going down, so there is a possibility that there might be a cut downwards, which again is another bearish signal. But since that hasn't happened, we cannot predict on it yet. In conclusion, I think from technicals, we can clearly say that there is a support and resistance again for this week, which is the mother candle. Although it is quite a large range, it's better to be safe than sorry, and sometimes we do have weeks with large price ranges. However, if the price is to go downwards, then this is a relatively small range and can be covered quite easily, and you can still make some good profit. And however, if the price does go upwards, it's important to be a little bit wary, since in order to break this resistance, it will first have to break another major resistance at 450.70, which has been a resistance for a long period of time. So therefore, again, we have two strong bullish signals, and by that time, it would be very clear to enter a long position. And now that we've covered the charts, let's move over to the Excel sheet where we can see the entry and exit requirements for the trade this week. So here we have the Excel sheet for project 1, and we'll be going over the 15th prediction that we make on this project. And before doing that, let's go over last week where we did have actually a signal, which was a short sell. So we took this trade on the 6th of September 2023 with an entry price of 448.40 and a total of 231 shares, and that put our market exposure at 103,580.40. The exit price was 443.92, which gave us a total profit of $1,034.48, which is 1%. And our final P&L, our final capital, is 104,670.63. So as for this week, again, we have a no trade yet because we wait for this mother candle to break out of the inside bar. We buy when it crosses the high at 453.67. We sell when it crosses below the low at 439.97 with a target of 1% with a trailing stop loss. However, if the trade is taken on the last day, then we have a target of 0.5%. And if a trade is entered and a target or stop loss is not hit, then we take the closing price on Friday. The max OI for the monthly expiry, which is also the weekly expiry this week, is again 460 for CE with an open interest of 79,663 and 400 for PE. So they're unchanged from last week with an open interest of 170,533. We have the monthly PCR at 2.31. The weekly trend currently is down, and the monthly trend currently is up since we cannot predict on the current month. However, if this month does continue to go down, that might be a signal for a reversal downwards. And this, again, if there is a relatively or extremely important change to this prediction, then they will be covered on this channel. However, for the most part, until next week, we will do next week's prediction and review this week's prediction if a trade is taken this week. Although it is possible, I think that with the general amount of price movement per week, it might be difficult to enter a trade, but it's very possible that we get a signal for next week at least, so then we have a strong signal to buy or sell next week. Naturally, this will be covered in the next video, and until then, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.